speaker for this evening is Vishen Lakhiani, who's been waiting there, wondering just when am I going to shut the crap up and just hand the stage back to him.
I was wondering how you could insult me and abuse me 4 times. And then use the words, if you go out there and talk, you're disrespectful to the speaker.
I learned from the best. Sorry, but that should be you. Yeah. So you're just ruining my slides. Like, I'm supposed to.
I thought you asked me to press.
All right. I think you've already seen. So I got Vishen Lakhiani. He's going to talk about conversion hacking. And Kok Chen from EasyPay. Where's Kok Chen? Put your hands up. Yeah, there you go. EasyPay. UX expert. And he's going to be talking about what to build next. And my third speaker is a webcam veteran, Khalid, from Edge Asia, formerly Antics Media, now the director of technical director, which means that he doesn't code anymore, he just tells people what to code, right? He'll be talking about something non-technical, as befitting his new title. And Arzumi would be our surprise guest if he can make it on time. He's doing something right now. He's rushing as quickly as he can. So if he makes it on time, I'll drag him on stage. If he doesn't, I'll make him buy all of you a round of drinks. You tell him that when you see him, all right? So without further ado, let me pass the stage on to Vishen. Take it away.
Okay. Thank you. Just making sure the mic is okay. All good? All right. So the last time I was here, I was talking about space technologies and Elon Musk and the future of space travel. This time, we're going to talk about something a little bit more down to earth, right? I'm going to talk about conversion hacking. Conversion hacking is the title of a new book that I'm writing. It takes me a very long time to write a book because I'm not a good writer. So it'll be ready in about 2022. But the book is basically about how to rapidly start companies, apps, businesses, mobile apps, and make them profitable really, really, really fast. And another way of talking about it is to basically say this. It's how to double your revenue with no additional ad spend, headcount, or features. Double your revenue. Now think about what this means if you're a startup. It means you can lower your burn rate, you can hit profitability faster, and you can do this in a relatively short, efficient amount of time without spending more money, buying customers, or burning your investors' money. Okay, so we're going to use Omvana as a case study. Omvana is an app released by Mindvalley. Wuhan was a key player in designing that app. We have a new version coming up for iOS 7 in a couple of weeks, and it's doing really, really, really well. By well, what I mean is Omvana is about to become profitable next month, and profitable in a really beautiful way. And the revenues are growing at a pretty good rate. Now, what we're going to show you is how we were able to take Omvana, which we released in February, and by June, had it become highest grossing app. Highest grossing is the category that counts. It's not most downloads. You can create something, give it away for free, you get downloads. Highest grossing is where you actually make money. So we hit highest grossing app in 27 countries for health and fitness, which is no small feat. And we became one of the top 500 highest grossing apps worldwide on the App Store. In the USA store, we peaked at number 4, highest grossing in health and fitness. And we got a call from, I can't give the name, but a really major VC firm, a Sand Hill Road VC, wanting to invest. But the cool thing is, we could say, sorry, we don't need your investment right now. Because Omvana's actually making money. It's still burning money, so we're not profitable yet. I said we'll be profitable next month. But the burn rate is slowly going down to the point where we've been able to build this up. We're now getting into month 6. Have not needed any investor money, so we retain total ownership over it. And I'm going to show you how we did it and how we were able to do it relatively quickly. We hit highest grossing in 24 countries in June. We launched in February, so February, March, April, May, June. And it was our first app, not our second app, not our third app, our first app. And now, using these same principles of conversion hacking, we're looking to launch one new app every 4 weeks. Not just on iTunes, but on Android and on the web too. So let me give an idea of how conversion hacking works, right? Let's say you have an app out, a mobile app. Any of you here mobile app developers? Awesome. Android, iOS? Okay, great. We want to hire you. So after this, I'd love to have you guys come and talk to us. You get to work on a really, really, really great project. But let's say you have an app out and you could get 5% more visibility on iTunes, okay? Just 5% more visibility based on like search terms. You could get 3% more downloads. You could get maybe 4% more people to buy your in-app purchases. To visit your in-app store. And you could get 2% more to make a purchase. Now, due to the magic of compounding numbers, what that adds up to is about a 28% boost in revenue if you do the math. Okay? Little changes create a gigantic boost in revenue. Tiny changes, anyone, if they just play around with the keywords on their app on iTunes, you could probably maybe boost visibility by about 5%. And all these tiny changes add up, 28% boost. But here's the main thing, right? If you think about this as a business doing $1 million a year, you boost your profit margin, okay? So let's say you have a 20% profit margin, so you're making 200K. Now, if you boost that by 28%, okay, you go from $1 million to 1.3 million. But guess what happens? You've not increased head count or ad costs. So your actual profit can almost double. If you do the math, those tiny little tweaks can double the profitability of your business. And you can see how this adds up, right? Tiny little changes compound upon each other and lead to a massive shift in how you run your business. It's simple math, but so many of us neglect this and we don't take the right approach to scaling our business. So here are examples. We test like crazy at Mindvalley. This is an example of testing opening sentences on a web page, whether the main message was done via text or via video. We found that via video, we got 145% boost. We test these things all the time. Every single day at Mindvalley, we test one principle to boost one of these numbers, visibility or download or purchases. Testing a new guarantee on one of our products, just a simple change in the words in the guarantee caused a 28% boost. And with Ombana, notice, so this is a chart that shows App Store visibility for Ombana. This is when we released a new version. Check how the visibility shot up. All we did was we discovered something about App Store visibility. That little change that took me 2 hours to do, 2 hours of research, increased our visibility 10x. 10x more downloads. And because of thinking like this, we are able to grow Ombana. Now, you want to know what that is? I'll tell you. We renamed our app. That was the original name for Ombana. Ombana. Really cool name. We had so many branding meetings on this. We bought a premium domain name. We had 10 people in a brainstorm coming up with that brilliant name. Then we found out through empirical testing that name kind of sucked. And so we renamed it this. Ombana, meditate, relax, sleep, nap better with thousands of binaural sounds. Boom, 10x more downloads. Not sexy, but guess what? We realized something about the App Store. No one is going on searching for Ombana, but people do get on searching for sleep, or nap, or meditate. And we were able to boost downloads. Now, how do we know this? We use a simple tool called Searchman that shows how often people type in these words. So we just went to Searchman, we researched, we found which words had high number of people typing them in, but low levels of competition. We optimized Ombana's name for this, and boom, visibility shot up. So when you understand these hacks, you get to rapidly grow your company. We call this conversion hacking. June 2003, okay, this is about 10 years ago. That is me starting Mindvalley. That was in my apartment in New York. You can see I was very broke. I was $30,000 in debt. That chair, that table, I salvaged from the streets. I actually went out in the street. It was a cold day in New York, and my neighbor had tossed that out. And I bought that. That was how broke I was. You can see I probably couldn't even afford to wear pants. I was chubbier. I'm not using an Apple computer. That's a shitty little Toshiba. And it was me just starting out. Through a process of conversion hacking, we've been able to go from there to here, to the Hall of Awesomeness. And we've been able to take $700 which is what I used to start Mindvalley, and turn it into a company that's generating $20 million or about 60 million ringgit a year in revenue. And we've been able to do this all without a single bank loan or VC, to the point where me and my wife still own 100% of the company, all through the smart application of an empirical method for growth. That's the key thing. My background is computer engineering. I'm really good at marketing, but my background is computer engineering. I'm a left brain type of person. I analyze like crazy, and all of you are left brain type of people, so you are going to get this. I'm going to teach you how to take marketing, which is what you're going to need to grow your app or your software, and reduce it to an empirical science so that anyone can do it. Do you guys like that idea? All right, so let's go deeper, right? 0 grants, loans, or funds. Furthermore, not only did we get that revenue, but that $700, Mindvalley recently, we had a San Francisco VC offer us a 30 million ringgit check for a minority stake in Mindvalley, putting our valuation at over 100 million ringgit. So you don't read about that in the papers because we aren't out there, we aren't a public company. But if you do the math, we went from 700 US, which is 2,000 ringgit, to 100 million ringgit in 10 years. And that valuation is growing at an even faster and faster rate right now. Again, with no bank loans or VCs. Okay? How? Through the empirical approach of smart marketing. So, this is our precise process. It's replicable. And one of the things I want to do in Kuala Lumpur is turn KL into the hotbed of innovation. Dave McClure said this: startups in Silicon Valley suck at marketing. And because they suck at marketing, they burn investor money and they don't get anywhere. And even in 500 startups, the failure rate, from what I heard from friends who are in the inside, is close to 85% because they suck at marketing. They're awesome at coding, but they suck at the basics of getting customers to buy the stuff that they build in the first place. Dave McClure quoted this on Twitter. It went all over. Forbes published it. And you know what? He's absolutely right. I believe KL can be one of the hotbeds for innovation, for startup culture, because one of the things we want to bring to KL is conversion hacking. It's going to be one of the bedrocks of the community that we want to build here. Conversion hacking works so well that in the last 2 years, I was able to start about 7 different businesses, getting all of them to profitability in 10 months with no bank loans. I'm trying to see just how long I can go just rolling cash into cash without having to take VC money, right? But we've been able to do it because of this model. Now, here's how it works. You take your business, and you start by dividing your business into environments. These environments are broken into conversion points broken into conversion triggers broken into treatments, and then you just steadily hack those treatments. That's it. You want more? Okay, so let's go deeper. Environments. What is an environment? So if you think about, let's say you run an e-commerce store, right? We took a look at our business, a website, for example, and we break it into specific environments. An environment is really the path your customer goes through. So, advertisements, customers find your ads. Then there's the visibility, the brand, the content. That's when customers find you when they type your brand name on Google. There's on-site. This is when a customer comes to your site. What is it that they're going through? There's email, when they sign up for your newsletter. If you run a company like Dealmates, what is that experience with the newsletter? Then the customer experience and service. Once they become a customer, how do you bring them back over and over and over and over and over again? These are 5 environments. For a business like Dealmates, which I also co-founded, we would look at these 5 environments. For a business like Mindvalley and any of the e-commerce stores we find, we would look at these 5 environments. Now, these environments change depending on a business. This is for an e-commerce store. If you're running a mobile app, these are 5 environments you might look at. Again, it depends on your app business model, right? But for Ommana, we look at visibility and downloads, paid traffic, engagement, in-app purchases, customer experience. Now, if you are starting out, you as the founder, the solo founder, is responsible for hacking all these 5 environments. If you have a team, ideally, we have a team, you would have one person in charge of hacking all these 5 environments. Again, the environment is the environment for the customer. You completely take the mind out of your own ego. It's not about your features. It's not about your design. It's about what the customer is going through. So you divide your business into 5 environments based on how the customer is interacting with your business. Now let's go further, right? From an environment, we're going to go to what is called a conversion point. A conversion point is when that customer takes that action that you want him or her to take towards putting money in your pocket. So let's look at conversion points. Visibility and downloads. This is the environment that is super important for any mobile app on iTunes Store. How often is your app showing up, and are people downloading your app? That's the environment, right? Let's go to the conversion point. Now, from a conversion point, you have a trigger. So the conversion point, sorry, let me go back. The conversion point for visibility and downloads might be something such as your app name, or the keywords that you use, or the starter image. So we're going to go to the conversion triggers, right? App name, app image, keyword, reviews. These are all things that determine if people are going to download your app. So we look at it this way. Environment is visibility. Conversion point is app image. The conversion trigger is what is on that app image that causes a customer to want to download your app. Design and headline. Now there's a 4th one, right? Treatment. The treatment is the treatment you give the design or the treatment you give the headline. I'll show you a practical example. This is what we are talking about. Okay, so environment is visibility. Conversion point is the app image. That is the app image. It's what people see when they put in the word sleep or dormio. They see that. That is our app image. Okay, that's the conversion point. Now, on this particular conversion point, there are conversion triggers. You see that headline, sleep with us, apologies to your spouse? That's a trigger. We test that. We tested different ways of getting a person to be interested in downloading this app. That's, here we're using a curiosity trigger, right? See the 5 stars? We tested that. If you add 5 stars here, it doesn't matter that your app actually got 5 stars. Just add 5 stars here. It's just a design thing. And you're going to get more downloads, you know? You add a quote, best sleep app hands down, you know? The quote can come from your mom, but it causes more downloads. Now, my mom did not say that. That is an actual quote. But the point is, we actually spend as much time playing with this as we do the features of the app. And this is what so many developers forget. When we started doing this with our apps, our downloads increased, our customers increased, the people who bought from us increased. Okay, now, another example is in-app purchases. That's your environment. It's such an important thing. You need someone thinking full-time on how to grow in-app purchases. Your conversion point for us is new track notifications. When we put up a new track on Ombana, how do we let our 250,000 users know that a new track is up so they can go buy it? And the trigger for that is the new track banner. So we tested that. That little banner over there that says new. Took a developer maybe a day to create. We tested it. It boosted sales in the store. So we come up with these ideas and we test them. But we come up with these ideas because we have, in our heads, taken our business and thought about it as 5 environments. 5 environments that we need to win on. And you really, really, really got to think like that. Now, diving in deeper, right? Let's look at an e-commerce site. Now, an environment for an e-commerce site would be on-site. That means for an e-commerce site like Dealmates, there are people who are interacting with you via email, people who are finding you through Google search engine, but the biggest environment might be your site itself. How are people buying from you? So a conversion point on an e-commerce site would be your landing page, your copy page, your checkout, your about us, your review page. All of these are conversion points, and you go deeper, and on all of these, you identify the triggers, and then you test the triggers like crazy. Okay, so conversion point, landing page. Possible triggers on a landing page would be your navigation bar, your headline, your sign-up form, your copy angle. Let's go at one of these triggers, right? Headline. Now, for each of these triggers, you test different treatments. So the treatments for a headline is color and position. We found that dark red outperforms most other colors. Angle. What is the angle of your headline? Adding social proof. We found that sometimes adding testimonials to that just below the headline boosts sales significantly. So we test all these things in. Now, let's again do another example, okay? So on-site landing page, headline, angle. Now, you got to make this measurable. So whatever you're testing, you must know what you're testing, and you must be able to measure it. Otherwise, you won't know which treatment is winning. Is your blue headline doing better than your red headline? On a landing page, it's easy. What is it that you're testing on a landing page? Anyone? Sign-ups, the number of people who sign up or register or become a subscriber. Okay, now, another thing too to make sure is that your treatments can be a test or they can be a process. So I gave you an example of a treatment that was a test, which is basically the opening screen image of our mobile app. But a treatment can also be a process. Sometimes you discover a certain way of doing something that just wins. And you document it, you turn it into a process, and you replicate it. Let me give you another example, okay? If we're talking about visibility for an app, search position is the conversion point that you're looking at. What is your search position when someone types in a hot keyword like meditation? Now, what is a trigger for search position? As of June, according to people who analyze trends on the App Store, reviews have become a highly weighted trigger for search position. So we created a process called review gathering, a process to get people, our customers, to leave 5-star reviews for us. Because we found the more 5-star reviews we have, Apple is showing us up more when people type in keywords relevant to our app. Now, we open up, this is how we do it. We use Google Sites and we create a wiki for our team. And our team documents all their processes on the wiki. So we designed a process called the Review Crunch. Basically, we tested it out. I wrote a particular email to our subscribers, and the Review Crunch works like this. Firstly, we bribe our subscribers. Let me just admit that. Maybe it's part of me being a Malaysian, but we told our subscribers, download 3 free soothing melodies from Carrie Lake, which is an audio that we have there. And then below, oh, and by the way, we'd love to get a 5-star review from you. So that's the process, bribery, and then you ask for a review. We actually went further though. We found that adding personality in the email helps. So in this, I wrote something about my son, and I said, hey guys, just want to let you know. So I wrote about the 3 tracks, didn't mention anything about the reviews. Then I just say, hey, hey Omvanians, just want to let you know that we recently got hit by some unfair 1-star reviews. I feel they were unfair because people were asking for features like a timer, but we don't want to randomly add features to Omvana because we're going to totally confuse the bulk of our users. But these 1-star reviews asking for a timer have really spoiled our record of 5-star reviews. I want to tell you about a simple test I do with my son called the Hayden test. My son's name is Hayden, and every time we think about a new feature, I give it to Hayden and I see if Hayden, who's 5 years old, can figure it out. And if Hayden can figure it out, I know you guys can figure it out. If Hayden can't, we cut the feature. So please support me and Hayden. Leave a 5-star review. And then in 24 hours, we got 100 5-star reviews. And people would write, this is for Hayden. Yay for Hayden. We love you, Hayden. 5-star reviews, personality. So we turn this into a process. Now we do it again. So now we are launching Dormio. This email is going out today asking our subscribers for 5-star reviews on Dormio. It talks about free tracks that we're giving away. This time the persona of the email is not me, but Grayson, who's our product manager. And he sends them a picture and he says, oh, here's a pic of our team. We just took this picture. I'm the guy on the right with my shirt untucked. Apparently we're not the Dormio's for sleep. So he says, apparently we're the only ones not sleeping because of Dormio. So little funny things like that we found create engagement with our users and get them to, just sucking up to them, get them to give us 5-star reviews. Now we turn this into a treatment. So this is the treatment, this is the process that we create. We document this on the wiki, and we know that every time, this is actually what's on our wiki. An effective review crunch needs 3 things. Good email to our iPhone list, good email promo to mindvalley.com list, coordinate with Mindvalley staff, which means we tell our staff which number, about 100. Guys, could you please leave us a 5-star review? And we know it happens on the 2nd day of the app release on store. Notice how specific this is. And we make sure from CS customer support that no bugs reported by customers on day 1. So we document this. Now we have a protocol. We call it the review crunch. Every time an app is released, boom, we run the review crunch. We get the reviews. We know how to write the email. We have standards for the email. And our app gets reviews and visibility goes up. So the final advice I want to give you guys is you want to focus on learning, right? You're going to come up, when you really get good at this, you're going to come up with so many ideas for conversion triggers. When you start thinking as a conversion hacker, you want to rank them. You don't blindly follow your triggers. We get so many ideas. For each trigger, we get 10 ideas. Now what we do is we rank them. Ideas should be easy and replicable. Easy meaning you can rapidly execute them. Replicable meaning if it works for Omvana, it should work for our other app, Dormio. So we double the benefit. So if something is easy and replicable, it goes straight to the point of our idea to-do list. So we rank ideas like this, and we give these ideas 1, 2, 3, or 4 stars. Okay, now, if you run an e-commerce site, this is what your list might look like. For traffic, for our traffic team, we have 17 conversion triggers to improve in 3 conversion points. Now, AdWords, Facebook. For our email marketing team, we have 33 conversion triggers to improve in 7 conversion points. So for our email marketing team, we look at unsubscribes, delivery, click-through, open rates. And for something like unsubscribes, triggers are your unsubscribe rate and your retention rate. For delivery, triggers is your IP reputation, your inbox placement, your email volume. All of this are opportunities to hack and improve. And when you do this, you grow your business massively. And like I said, you don't have to boost your IP reputation by 100%. 5% boosts add up. They create a compounding system, and you create massive growth. Okay, so tools to use, and what do you measure? Well, for Omvana metrics, we look at asset, smart number, and KPIs. So every conversion point, we look at a KPI, okay, smart numbers, and I'm actually going to go faster, okay? Am I running out of time, Wuhan? What do you guys think? Should I continue? Yes. Awesome, cool. Great, they like me. Oh, yes. Okay, so Omvana metrics, because I heard you guys are a pretty harsh audience. So every team at Mindvalley, okay, now let's go on to a team. Now you've grown, you're a bigger company. You have more than 5 employees. You have teams. We have specific teams for each environment. And for each environment, the team has to make clear records of these 3 things. The asset. The asset is what they are growing that increases the valuation of the company. For our email team, that asset is the size of our email list. For our mobile team, that asset is the number of mobile devices that has our app installed on it. Now, the team has a smart number, and that smart number is made up of a variety of different KPIs. So for our mobile team, we have a KPI called downloads. We have a KPI called 7-day engagement. How many of our users have used the app in the last 7 days? We have a KPI called revenue per user. All of that we crunch together into a smart number. And that smart number is, you know, if I'm busy and I talk to Shatej, who's the CEO of Mindvalley Mobile, I ask Shatej, how are we doing with our smart number? And he'll go, oh, we're up 2%, and I know everything is good. But if he says, oh, we're down 10%, I know the business is failing. So this allows me to monitor my businesses very effectively and in just 10 seconds know what's up with each business. Now, how many of you are familiar with Dave McClure's Pirate Metrics for Startups? Do you guys not read anything about marketing? Come on, Pirate Metrics for Startups. You guys don't know that? Okay, this is a problem. We're going to have to fix this, KL. Okay, so forget Pirate Metrics for Startups, but if you look at this model, Asset Smart Number KPIs, for our traffic team, these are examples of what they look at. They look at their smart number is return on investment in first 28 days of spending ad dollars. The KPIs are revenue over investment, break-even point, 9-month billing. Our team that gets leads looks at signups. Our team that creates retention looks at customers. Our team that creates referral, which is friends telling friends, looks at these. So you have KPIs and smart numbers for every team. This allows crazy efficiency. Mindvalley has 25 teams and over some 20 different companies and like some 10 different teams. And every month I look at the top 25 that matter to me, and I just meet with each team, every week, I just meet with each team for 25 minutes. They just share with me these numbers, and everything is a process, and the entire company can grow without me having to like spend crazy amounts of time killing myself running 20 different businesses. So by adapting conversion hacking to your entire business, you can scale really efficiently. So right now I own 20 businesses, and for many of these businesses, I only have to spend 25 minutes a week just checking the pulse of the business with this simple reporting framework with the CEO. Now we use Basecamp to make this even more efficient. So that is my mobile team, right? It's a pretty cool team. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 10 people or so. And we use Basecamp. All my businesses are on Basecamp, and each team simply has a simple one-page document on Basecamp. And I'm talking about multi-million-dollar companies, everything simplified to one page. They have their top 5 for the week, and then they have their conversion points, their smart numbers, and the various ideas. So you can see this is for one of the businesses. It's for one of the businesses. Smart number is value per click. Okay, that's the smart number for this business, and you can see the different ideas that they are ranking for that business. Now, the KPIs are all there on Basecamp. For every KPI, we have ideas, and we basically value rank these ideas. This is for my publishing business. So when the person comes to work, they know exactly what they need to focus on that day. If KPI number 1 is obviously more important than KPI number 2. If KPI number 1 has an item with 5 stars, that's what they want to work on. Then they go on to the next 5-star item under KPI number 2. After all the 5-star items are done, they look at 4-star items. KPI number 1, KPI number 2, KPI number 3. We have quick genius storms. We value rank based on predicted impact, and then people know exactly what they need to do. The goal is someone comes to work, they know exactly what they need to do, and when they do that, because we are monitoring KPIs, we know the impact, positive or negative. And then we learn, we document, we roll it out across all businesses. Now the next thing that we do is weekly reporting, right? So as these businesses do this, they have to send the entire company a weekly report. I'm going to zoom in. This is one of the weekly report for our Facebook advertising team. So they have their smart number, and you can see they show how their smart number has grown in 7 days, in 28 days. They measure their overall KPIs. They show the growth or the shrink. We can see, for example, that PPC investment has taken a huge decline, but social media ROI has grown significantly. This tells us something is changing about the industry. We want to focus more on social media ROI. Now, so to meet with my Facebook team, which manages over close to 200,000 ringgit of ad spend every single month, it only takes me 25 minutes. If you want to do this with your team, if you're a CEO or manager, you can use 15Five. It's a great service. They run this, they basically give a software for you to do this. I'm an advisor. It's a company based in San Fran, but I'm an advisor, so I just want to give full disclosure there. Okay, and we use Google Sites to document everything. So that's it for conversion hacking.